Hey, what's going on, everybody? God's great people, how are y'all doing today? Hope y'all are all having a great start to your week. Fortunately, it's Monday, which, I don't know, they just always kind of stink, but today wasn't bad. Had my Young Life interview today, which went very well. I'm really happy with that. Can't wait to see where I get placed up here. Super excited for that chapter of my life. But yeah, let's hop straight into it. I'm going to go through 29 and 30 today, so it's going to be a little longer, but should be able to get through it faster than other ones because it's, I guess y'all see. But we leave off where he says, the fear of the Lord, that is wisdom. And he's talking about wisdom in the whole one. So yeah. My fault. LaCroix hidden. Dang. So this is called Job's final defense. And it says, Job continued his discourse. How I long for the months gone by, for the days when God watched over me, when his lamp shone on my head. I think it talked about the lamp in the last one, too. That's something we see often in the Bible. A lamp that shines his path, and that's what God does for us. And he is that light, and he shows us where to go. I love that, because it's like you see it a lot, and it's great. Even through different authors. So I think it's beautiful, even more beautiful. Yeah. And by his light, I walked through darkness. For the days when I was in my prime, when God's intimate friendship blessed my house, when the Almighty was still with me, that hit was still. Because he feels like he's gone, but God's never gone, bro. He's always there. And my children were around me. When my path was drenched with cream and the rock poured out for me streams of olive oil. Obviously, that's just like, I don't even know what you call it, but like valuable items, valuable things. When I went to the gate of the city and took my seat in the public square, the young men saw me and stepped aside, and the old men rose to their feet. The chief men refrained from speaking and covered their mouths with their hands. The voices of the nobles were hushed. Their tongue stuck to the roof of their mouth. Whoever heard me spoke well of me, and those who saw me commended me, because I rescued the poor who cried for help, and the fatherless who had none to assist them. The one who was dying blessed me. I made the widow's heart sing. I put on righteousness as my clothing. Justice was my robe and my turban. I was the eyes to the blind and the feet to the lame, a father to the needy. I took up the case of the stranger. I broke the fangs of the wicked and snatched the victims from their teeth. So, obviously, Job was a very important man. He was loved by so many. And he inspired people and he helped people. He made the widow's heart sing. And like widows back then, I mean, like, yeah, it's probably obviously still like that now, but like I feel like back then it had so much more meaning to it. And he put the righteousness on as his clothing. He was the father to the needy, broke the fangs of the wicked, and snatched the victims' teeth. Snatched the victims from their teeth. So they like saved the victims of the wicked. I think it's just great. I thought I will die in my own house. My days as numerous as grains of sand. My roots will reach the water, and the dew will lie all night on my branches. My glory will not fade. The bow will be ever new in my hand. People listened to me expectantly, waiting in silence for my counsel. After I'd spoken, they spoke no more, and my words fell gently on their ears. They waited for me as for showers, and drank in my words as the spring rain. When I smiled at them, they scarcely believed it. The light of my face was precious to them. I chose the way for them, and sat as their chief. I dwelt as a king among his troops. I was like one who comforts mourners. So he's just like, literally this entire chapter he's really like talking up about himself, but he's not wrong. Like, this is how he was to people. He was like a king, and someone that, like, when he says, when I smiled at them, they scarcely believed it. Imagine being like middle of a concert of your favorite artist, and they're like, oh my gosh, that's whoever you are. Imagine I'm in the middle of a concert, Zach Bryan. He's like, oh my gosh, that's Joseph Eichner. My mind would be blown. Your mind would be blown. Everyone would be like, wow, that's what Job was like. And I think you know where 30 is going to go. So this is the start of chapter 30. But now they mock me, men younger than I, whose fathers I would have disdained to put with my sheepdogs. That's saying like low stuff. Of what was the use of their hands to me, since their vigor had gone from them? Haggard from want and hunger, they roamed the parched land and desolate wastelands at night. In the brush they gathered salt herbs, and their food was the root of the broom bush. Just crap. They were banished from society, shouted out as if they were thieves. They were forced to live in the dry stream beds, among the rocks and the holes in the ground. They brayed among the bushes and huddled in the undergrowth. A base and nameless brood, they were driven out of the land. Now these young men mock me in a song. I've become a byword among them. They detest me and keep their distance. They do not hesitate to spit in my face. Now that God has strung my bow and afflicted me, they throw off restraint in my presence. So this is saying like literally the lowest of the low. The untouchables now can't even look at Job. They spit at him. They think he is lower than them. It's just like kind of crazy to see how he went from an absolute king to lower than the low. But we're not done yet. On my right, the tribe attacks. They lay snares for my feet. They build their siege ramps against me, break up my road. They succeed in destroying me. No one can help him, they say. They advance as through a gaping breach. Amid the ruins they come rolling in. Terrors overwhelm me. My dignity is driven away as by the wind. My safety vanishes like a cloud. I mean, that's just kind of saying, like, they're out for me. They want me. They want to kill me. Terror is overwhelming me, and I have no safety whatsoever. I'm not protected. Now my life ebbs away. Days of suffering grip me. Night pierces my bones. My gnawing pains never rest. In his great power, God becomes like clothing to me. He binds me like the neck of my garment. He throws me into the mud, and I am reduced to ashes. I cry out to you, God, but you do not answer. I stand up, but you merely look at me. You turn on me ruthlessly. With the might of your hand, you attack me. You snatch me up and drive me before the wind. Toss me about in the storm. I know you'll bring me down to death, to the place appointed for all living. And this is just like, Job is just struggling with this fact, like he has been for the past 28 chapters, that God just wants nothing but to hurt him, and that he wants him to suffer, and he wants him to feel this cruelty. But it's not the case. Well, let's keep going. We're almost done. 24, this one just like sticks out to me in general. It says, surely no one lays a hand on a broken man when he cries for help in his distress. And I'll come back to that at the end, because I think that's a little bigger subject. Have I not wept for those in trouble? Has not my soul grieved for the poor? Yet when I hoped for good, evil came. When I looked for the light, then came darkness. The churning inside me never stops. Days of suffering confront me. I go about blackened, but not by the sun. I stand up in assembly and cry for help. I become a brother of jackals, a companion of owls. My skin grows black and peels. My body burns with fever. My lyre is tuned to mourning, and my pipe to the sound of wailing. So this whole chapter and the one before, are basically like, they like really kind of summarize what Job is in the book of Job. At the beginning, he was everything, and he had it all. And now at the end, he feels like God is just punishing him. And he has no hope. He's empty. He's broken. And that's something that, like I said, while we keep reading, we'll figure it out, and we'll learn. We have 12 chapters left, or I guess 11. But like, stick with it. Stick with me, and we'll see like the true answers and like what we'll finally learn from this. I think it's great. I love it. It makes us question our faith, and not really our faith, but like makes us question different things. And I think that's the beauty of it, because if you know everything, what's the point? And either that talked about that here in Job, or I talked about it at another point, or read about it in another thing. Maybe it was with the wisdom. I don't remember, not gonna lie. But hold on to it. We'll keep finding it. And it's amazing. But 24. Surely no one lays a hand on a broken man. He cries for help in his distress. It's a deep one. Something that, I've felt in my life before, but more recently I'm really thankful that I don't feel that way and haven't in a while. That I haven't had someone to lay a hand on me when I was broken. And even though I have had people in my life, here at school, at home, be a helping hand and someone that I can always count on to reach out to, and they'll be there and support me. If you don't have that person in your life, please don't hesitate to reach out to me or any one of your friends or family members. I'm sure they would love to help, and I would too. Doesn't matter how close we are, if we've even had a real life conversation. Doesn't matter. I would love to help and talk to you. Not saying I'm a therapist, but I'm a human and I've been through crap. Maybe not the same crap, but I can tell you how I got out of mine and hopefully help you. And I think that's a big problem in this world, especially with men. We feel like we're afraid to show our feelings and our true selves. But bottling your pain up isn't manly. You might think it is because you're not showing people that you've got a heart. But you're gonna hurt yourself. Guys and girls, it sucks bottling it up. It hurts. Don't do it. It's self-destruction. You're gonna implode. I've been there. It sucks. So there's one thing I can say, just please, I'm praying for you. If you need help, get it. Hope you all have a great day. A little somber exit, but hope you all have a great rest of your day, and hope you enjoy.